We've all seen it on the news, right? Those absolutely horrifying images of a massive highway pileup. Traffic just stopped for miles and miles. It is, without a doubt, one of the scariest things you can encounter on the road. So in this explainer, we're going to dig into how these things happen and, way more importantly, what you can actually do to make sure you stay safe.
You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head. A pileup isn't some slow-motion accident that you see coming. It's a boom, an eruption of metal and glass. And really getting your head around that suddenness, that explosion of chaos, is the very first step to figuring out how to avoid one.
So what even is a pileup, technically? Well, the best way to picture it is like a line of dominoes set up on your kitchen table. One car tips over, bam, it hits the next, which hits the next, and it just cascades down the line, pulling more and more vehicles into this one giant mess.
Okay, so how does that first domino even fall? Well, it pretty much always starts in one of two ways. You've got your front pileup, which happens when cars are just following way too close. Someone taps the brakes, the driver behind them has to brake even harder, and that force just amplifies and amplifies down the line until somebody runs out of room. Then you've got the rear pileup. This one is often even more violent, where a really heavy vehicle, like a semi, just plows into stopped or slow traffic, creating this unbelievable compression wave.
All right, so we get the mechanics. But to really understand why we need to be so careful, we have to look at what makes a pileup so uniquely dangerous. Believe me, we are not talking about a simple fender bender here. The dangers literally multiply with every single car that gets involved. Think about it. In a normal crash, you might get hit once. In a pileup, your car can get slammed over and over, from the front, the back, the sides. That's what drastically increases the risk of fuel tanks getting ruptured and causing fires. The wreck itself becomes a new, massive hazard for any traffic coming up behind. And maybe the scariest part? All that twisted metal can trap people inside their cars, making it incredibly hard for rescuers to get to them when every single second is critical.
So what creates these perfect storms of destruction? Well, it's almost never just one thing. It's usually this really dangerous cocktail of bad conditions and, you probably guessed it, bad human decisions.
Now this right here is fascinating. When you think of a pileup, you probably think of fog or ice, right? And yeah, you can see poor weather and visibility are huge factors. But just look at the biggest piece of that pie. Half, 50% is due to driver behavior. And you know what? That's actually great news, because that is the one thing, the only thing, that every single one of us has complete and total control over.
So you can see how this all stacks up to create a disaster. You've got bad weather that reduces your traction and increases how long it takes to stop. Then, you layer on stuff like tailgating or speeding or even just glancing at your phone for a second, and you've just erased your entire safety margin. All it takes is one sudden stop ahead of you, and that chain reaction kicks off.
Okay, enough of the doom and gloom. Knowing the risks is one thing, but how do you actually build that safety shield around yourself and your family? Let's get into the practical defensive stuff you can do to make sure you never, ever become one of those dominoes.
Now, the big secret here isn't about having superhuman reflexes or being a race car driver. It's all about being proactive, not reactive. And the single most powerful tool in your entire arsenal is incredibly simple. It's space. More space always equals more time, and more time is everything.
And that whole idea of creating space, well, it's the foundation of this really simple 4-step safety shield. It all starts with keeping a safe distance, of course. But it also means you've got to stay alert. You have to adjust your speed for the conditions, and you need to always be thinking about a plan B, your escape route.
So let's talk about that space. You've probably heard of the 2-second rule, right? Well, in perfect conditions, I'm talking sunny, dry roads, that is the absolute bare minimum following distance. Just pick a sign or a tree, and when the car in front of you passes it, you should be able to count 1,000 to 1,000 before you pass it.
But listen, the second that the conditions are anything less than perfect, if it's raining, if it's foggy, if you're behind a giant truck and you can't see around it, you have to double that distance. 4 seconds minimum. That extra space isn't just empty road, it's your reaction time, it's your braking distance, it's your lifeline.
Of course, all the space in the world doesn't do you any good if you're not paying attention. You have to be actively playing the awareness game. That means scanning way down the road for brake lights, not just staring at the bumper right in front of you. It means checking your mirrors constantly so you always have a mental map of what's happening around you. And I'm begging you, put the phone away. Just put it away.
We've been focused on prevention this whole time, but to really drive home why it is so incredibly critical, we need to take a quick look at the aftermath. Seeing what this scene is really like, well, It's the ultimate motivation to drive defensively.
The moment a multi-car pileup gets called in, this huge, coordinated machine kicks into high gear. Police, fire departments, EMS crews, they all descend on the scene and have to work together under what's called a unified command system just to manage the sheer chaos.
This table, this shows the grim reality of what paramedics are walking into. They have to perform triage, quickly assessing and tagging every single person based on how badly they're hurt. A red tag means they need immediate, life-saving care right now. It's a system designed for a mass casualty event, and it really just highlights why preventing one is everything.
And long after the injured are gone, the investigation starts. And let me tell you, figuring out who's at fault is an absolute nightmare. Investigators have to piece everything together from police reports, witness statements, any video they can find. More often than not, multiple drivers end up sharing the blame. It's a legal and financial mess that just proves one simple truth. The only real way to win is to not play the game at all.
So let's just boil all of this down to one simple, powerful idea. At the end of the day, keeping yourself safe out there isn't some secret ninja driving trick. It's this formula, plain and simple. Create space around your car and maintain your awareness of everything happening in that space. That's it. That's the whole ballgame. And that really just leaves us with one last question for you to think about. Knowing how fast a normal drive can turn into total chaos, what's one small, consistent change you can make starting today on your very next drive to give yourself a bigger safety buffer? Seriously, think about it, because that one little change can make all the difference in the world. Stay safe out there.
Please like, subscribe, and get notified.